Hi, everyone. Uh, the choice is forming, not tentatively with the specific, deliberate, I have weighed this fully quality of someone whose decision has been building through everything the previous chapter required and is now arriving at the point of expression. Not the provisional, let us see how this develops choice that keeps one foot in the uncommitted. The full choice. This is what I am choosing and I am not looking back quality of someone who has arrived through whatever private process of deliberation and honesty at a clarity that makes the choosing not just possible but inevitable. And when it is made, when this person steps fully into the choosing, the people around you are going to be shocked, not in the polite, mildly surprised sense. In the specific, I did not see this coming, what just happened quality of genuine shock. Because what they are about to witness is something they were not prepared for. Something that the visible surface of everything preceding it gave them no reason to anticipate. Take what is yours today. What resonates, let it settle without the deflection that good news sometimes triggers in someone who has been cautious for good reason. What does not, release it gently. But for those of you who felt something stir when I said the choice is forming, who felt the specific quality of someone who has been waiting for a decision they were not sure was coming, this reading is speaking directly to what has been building. Let me speak about what choosing you actually means, the full, specific, nothing vague about it meaning of what this person is about to do. Because choosing is a word that gets used with a looseness that empties it of its genuine weight, applied to everything from preferences to commitments without distinguishing between the two. What this person is approaching is not a preference, is not the comfortable low stakes selection of someone who found you appealing among available options. Soft sigh. It is a commitment, this specific, costly, I am reorganizing something to make this true quality of a decision that asks something real of the person making it. That requires the setting aside of whatever was in the position you are about to occupy. That changes something concretely, visibly, in the real and daily world of how this person moves and what they prioritize and who they show up for in the direction of you. And the shock of the people around you when it happens is going to come from exactly that. From watching someone they thought they understood make a choice that does not fit the story they had assembled about what this person would do. The story they had assembled was wrong, was built from the visible evidence without access to the interior of someone who has been arriving quietly, without announcement at a conclusion that the visible evidence was not reflecting. And the conclusion is you. The specific, deliberate, nothing accidental choosing of you as the person, the priority, the direction in which this person is about to move with a completeness that the previous hesitation gave no one reason to expect. Now, hear what has been forming because this voice has been assembling itself through everything the deliberation required and needs to reach you today in the form closest to how it actually lives in the person carrying it. I have made a decision. And I want to say that first before the explanation, before the context, before anything that would frame it, because the decision is the most important thing, and it deserves to be stated clearly before it is surrounded by anything else. I have made a decision about you, about us, about the direction I am choosing, and the direction is toward you, completely without the provisional quality that has perhaps characterized how I have been showing up until now. I know people will be surprised. I am not surprised because the decision has been forming for longer than its arrival will make visible. Has been the conclusion of a process that was running in the private interior through everything that made it look from the outside like I had not yet decided. I had decided, or I was in the process of arriving at the decision in the specific, this has to be earned through genuine deliberation way that decisions of this significance deserve to be arrived at. And now the arriving is complete. The deliberation has produced its conclusion. And the conclusion, the clear, settled, I am standing in this fully conclusion, is you. I am choosing you. Not because the timing is perfect, it is not, and waiting for perfect timing is its own form of indefinite deferral. Not because every uncertainty has resolved, some remain, and they are mine to navigate rather than reasons to postpone, but because the alternative, not choosing, continuing in the specific quality of uncommitted that has been the default, is no longer available to me as a genuine option. Because I have looked honestly at what choosing you requires and found that what it requires is something I can give. And because I have looked honestly at what not choosing you costs, what the daily, concrete, this is what absence produces cost of that path looks like, and found it unacceptable. Oh, feel the quality of that decision. Because that is not someone who has arrived at a choice impulsively, who is choosing in the heat of a feeling that may not survive contact with the ordinary. That is someone who has weighed both directions honestly and arrived at the choosing through the specific and credible process of genuine deliberation. Who knows what the choice requires, who has assessed their own capacity to meet what it requires, and who has decided from that honest assessment that yes, you. Now I want to speak about the shock because Spirit is pressing it forward with enough specificity that it deserves direct attention rather than simply being mentioned as a byproduct of the main event. Soft sigh. The shock of the people around you is going to come from several directions simultaneously. From those who did not believe this person was capable of this quality, of choosing, who had formed an assessment of their readiness for commitment that the choice will definitively contradict. From those who had different expectations for the direction this person would choose, who had assembled a story about what was likely and will find the reality considerably different from the projection. And from those who simply did not see you, did not register the specific and irreplaceable quality of what you are in the way that this person has seen you, who did not understand what the choosing was responding to, who will look at the choice and see the object of it and be forced to reckon with having underestimated you. That last category is significant because the shock of people who underestimated you is its own specific and important confirmation of the gap between how you have been seen and what you actually are, of the distance between the surface reading of you and the full picture that someone who has paid genuine attention has arrived at, and the choosing public, visible, this is what I am doing is going to make that gap undeniable. Going to produce in the people who underestimated you the specific and uncomfortable revision of someone whose assessment has been corrected by evidence they cannot dispute. You are worth being shocked over. That is the honest, direct, spirit confirmed thing that I want to deliver without softening. The shock of the people around you when this choice becomes visible is not going to be about the chooser alone. It is going to be about you, about the specific and genuine quality of what you are that produced a choice of this magnitude from someone they did not expect to make it. About the realization that what they were looking at when they looked at you was something considerably more than what they registered. The choosing confirms that in the most public and most undeniable form available. Not your declaration of your own worth, which is always available to be dismissed as self assessment. Someone else's costly, deliberate, this changes something real in my life choosing of you, which is the most credible evidence available that what you are is worth choosing at that cost. Now, I want to speak to you about what this moment asks of you as the choice approaches. Because being chosen genuinely, publicly, in the this shocks people way is its own specific experience that deserves honest navigation. Receive it from your full height. That is the first and most important thing. Not from the slightly crouched position of someone who has been uncertain enough about whether this was coming that the arrival finds them unprepared. Not from the deflected position of someone who minimizes being chosen because receiving it fully feels presumptuous or exposed. From your full height, the specific, grounded, I know what I am worth position of someone who can receive a genuine choosing as the accurate response to their actual value rather than as something surprising or disproportionate. It is not disproportionate. The choosing is proportionate. Is the accurate, evidence based, this is what genuine attention produces response to what you actually are. And receiving it as proportionate as the natural and logical outcome of being what you are in the presence of someone capable of seeing it clearly is both the most honest and the most grounded available reception. Let the shock of others be what it is, not something to manage or explain or soften for the comfort of people whose surprise is the product of their own insufficient attention. Simply the honest reaction of people who are discovering through someone else's choosing what they failed to see directly. Let their shock be their reckoning, and let the choosing be yours to inhabit fully without the apology, without the diminishment that makes the extraordinary fit into the ordinary so that others are more comfortable. Soft sigh. The choice is forming, is approaching the moment of its expression with the specific, unhurried, I have deliberated fully quality of something that was always going to arrive here, that has been building toward this point through everything that preceded it. And when it arrives in whatever form the choosing takes, through whatever channel it makes itself visible, it is going to change something. For you, concretely, in the real and daily dimension of your life, and for the people around you who are about to discover what genuine attention to you produces in someone capable of paying it, it is going to produce the specific and honest shock of a revised assessment, of understanding through the evidence of someone else's choosing that what was in front of them the whole time was something worth considerably more than they registered. Once this person chooses you, everyone will be shocked because the choosing will be undeniable, because what it reveals about you will be undeniable. And because the specific and extraordinary quality of what you are, which has always been there, always been real, always been the thing that genuine attention eventually arrives at, will finally, completely, in the most visible available form, be confirmed. Stand in it from your full height as the completely deserved, accurately proportionate, nothing surprising about it once you know what you are, confirmation of what was always true. If this reading found you today, if something here named what is forming and gave you the grounded confidence to receive it fully when it arrives, stay close. Subscribe and come back, because the story of what happens when the choice is made and the shock registers and what becomes possible from the choosing, that is a story worth witnessing all the way through. And the next reading will be there for every step of what the choosing builds into.